what it is. Brad Lee back again with another episode of Dropping Bombs today in the studio, folks. I got a real treat for you. A good dude all around, outwardly philanthropist, YouTuber, quite viral, I would say, and mainly for running around doing good deeds. Yep. At Travis Doodles, if you want to look him up, at Travis Doodles, but his name is Travis Settineri. What's going down?
How we doing, man? Thank you for having me.
Welcome to the show.
It's great to be here.
Hey, for people that don't know who you are, where you live?
So I live right outside of Tampa.
Is that where you do most of your God's work?
Yep.
And you obviously are faith-based, so you believe it's God's work you're doing.
I do.
And folks, what he does, and I'm just paraphrasing, so we'll let him get into it.
Yeah.
Is you're going around and you're buying people food and homeless, I would imagine.
Everybody. It's actually a generosity ministry. So it started out buying people's gas, people's groceries, but then it kind of like escalated into a massive homeless ministry. But it's still like, I'll go to the grocery store. I don't care if you're Brad Lee, I'll buy your groceries.
It's a generosity ministry. I like that. Never heard that before. But one of the things I teach and preach about, because I don't think I teach anybody anything. I think I'm more of a preacher.
Okay.
Because I think I'm doing God's work as well.
Right.
I'm teaching people how to get out of the rat race and stop being freaking normal and below normal and average, really. Yeah. But anyway, you hear Dropping Bombs very often? Because I know it's filled with explicit words, so you may choose, you may opt out of it.
I didn't grow up in church, so there's no judgment. Like, you know, I've heard everything and I've said everything myself. I've done everything the world has to offer. Okay, let's just put it that way. Well, so I don't get offended.
Well, the bottom line is that you're out now, like freaking helping people, like financially, through generosity-based ministry. Which again, dude, I might start copying you.
Dude, how about we collab on something?
Well, we could collab, but I mean, I want to do the same thing you're doing. It's like freaking number one. I was gonna do it with my own money.
Yeah.
And I was going to ask you when we started, like, how are you getting the money to do this? Is this 100% donor based?
Well, first off, I want to agree with you that generosity is contagious.
Yes.
So when you start doing this and you start lighting people up and making their day better, like, you want to do it.
Yeah. Well, of course, I think a million people would want to do it. Yeah. So like if you came to me, because a lot of people come to me as kind of their coach on how to, you know, build brands and monetize it and generate money, even if it's for nonprofit work like you.
Yeah.
I would tell you that you literally could spawn 1 million Travis Doodles.
Yeah.
That could even get more viral than you.
That's the goal.
But who cares as long as people are getting the help and the generosity ministry is spreading.
I don't care about my name or my viralness. I didn't do any of this to be a YouTuber. So for me, like, I don't care about my name being on it. It's more of just, I'm trying to change the world because life is that short. You know what I mean? It's over like that. So I don't care.
Would you consider yourself a YouTuber?
Just because I have 4 million subscribers on YouTube, I'm automatically, you know, I have the gold plaque. People freak out when they come in.
Dude, tell them all to follow me.
Yeah.
Help me generously that way.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean...
Can you generously help me with followers, brother?
I can help you.
I only got 256. Those are hard to get on that.
Get you up, man.
263, but I don't really pay close attention to YouTube, and you know, the team that I have just throws up content. There's no real strategy yet. Right. But I like this. I was thinking man on the street, talking to people in Vegas.
You would kill it because of your personality, your rawness, and you're in Vegas. Like, I went out yesterday walking around. There was a guy in a scooter, and he was dressed up as Elvis. But I mean, he was funny. Like, he was really funny. And right away, like, as soon as I saw him, I'm like, dude, this guy, he was viral. You just know looking at him, he's viral. And I remember I heard your Elvis story, which totally resonated with me because it was a perspective thing. You were told that you can't see Elvis, and because he had bodyguards and there's so many people, and then you were real low and you saw the legs and the cracks through, and you're like, I could get right to him, and boom, you did it. So, but right away, I'm like, if you made a video with Elvis on the street, like that, it would have went viral because of, you know, he was a viral character.
Would have I told that story to?
Who have you told it to?
No, would have I told that story in the video?
You could have connected it for sure. You could have connected it for sure.
Because I'm always wondering what people actually want to see, and you know, proof is in the pudding. People want to see what you're doing, obviously, or you wouldn't have 4 million subscribers. And it was all based on and started with you doing nice things for people.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And I've probably seen one.
Yeah, no, you had to.
I've seen them, let's just say.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're the only one doing it, but
No,
I've
there's
seen
a
people
few-
doing it.
Yeah, there's quite a few people who are doing it now. Some people can't do it because they can't sustain it because it costs a lot of money to do.
Yeah.
And some of it is strictly for clicks. But I really love people, so that's
You're out
what,
there doing it.
yeah, that's what made me do it. Like the difference, and I'm not knocking anybody. If you're doing good, then do it. But the difference between my ministry and a lot of other people that just give out money and help people, like it's a one-off interaction, and it's just kind of like, oh, we got my video and I help somebody. But like we straight up adopt homeless people. We do life with these people. So that's why people love my videos so much. I think because there's the follow up and you're actually like really seeing the transformation where I find somebody and then we build with them, we start them a business, we get them off the street, and it's like a whole story. So for me, storytelling is why I feel like I've built a pretty large following.
Sure.
Other than just spreading love, but like the storytelling is what people come back like. Where's Rhonda? Where's they're naming the people.
Yeah,
in the
how's
videos.
Rufus doing?
Yeah, and no, really.
Remember Rufus, the homeless guy here?
Rufus the stunt bum from Bum Fights?
Yeah.
You remember that guy?
Dude, listen, Bum Fights
Oh.
was started by a dude that I know.
Yeah.
That asked me if he could use my office, and he'd give me 5% of Bum Fights. And I said,
bro.
And I said, well, what's your marketing plan? And he said, I'm going to send a copy to Howard Stern. And I said, that's it? He said, yeah, that's it.
That's all you need.
And I said, dude, that's never going to work.
Wow.
So I said no to the 5%. Thankfully, by the way, because they all got in trouble.
Oh,
you
big
can't.
trouble.
You apparently can't. Bribe homeless to fight.
That was exploitation at its finest.
Yeah.
They were definitely not.
They were
not
exploiting.
putting out love.
Yeah, they were not putting out love. They were getting people to do crazy
Yeah.
crap.
Yeah.
And fight each other.
Yeah.
Which again, I knew would be entertaining, and I knew it would it would be popular because of the demented society we live in.
Yeah. No, you don't want your name attached to anything like that. No way.
But the point is I gave up an opportunity to get 5% of it, which turned out to sell a lot of copies.
Yeah.
And when I asked him, because I eventually followed up, said, what happened?
Yeah.
I saw it everywhere, and I called him. I said, dude, what's up? He goes, what'd you do? He said, we sent a tape to Howard Stern. And that was like, it blew up. Man. I'm like, damn, dude.
Wow.
But anyway, yeah, I don't vibe with that only because it was not spreading love.
No, not at all.
So if I were you, I would cause 1 million people to go do what you're doing.
Yeah.
But what I wouldn't understand, and again, I was planning on doing it, but just with my own money.
Yeah.
Fortunately,
That's how
I have
started.
some. Yeah. Well, you started with your own money?
Yeah, I gave away my entire life savings.
How much was it?
Over $20,000.
And you just gave it away?
Literally.
Now, did you give it away thinking, hey, this will kick in? And
So this story is kind of crazy. So 3 years ago, I was working for a multi-millionaire in Tampa, and I was literally driving around in a Rolls Royce, private jet, all that every single day. Had a private driver, getting paid 6 figures. And I remember I was sitting in the Rolls Royce, and I'm like, what is the point of this? And now, nothing wrong with having nice things. I'm not against having nice things at all. But for me, that stuff never motivated me, because as I'm getting older and I'm seeing how fast life is going by, I'm like, dude, I want to make an impact. I don't really care about, being flashy and look how cool I am. And so I'm making these videos of just flashy lifestyle of, hey, look at this Rolls Royce, go to the mall with $50,000 cash and buy a Rolex. I'm like, this is just kind of dumb. And so I remember, like I said, I was sitting in the Rolls Royce and I'm like, I don't want to be here anymore. I can't do this. And so I talked to my friend, and he thinks I'm crazy because I'm like, I hate this job. I don't want to be here. And I said, if I had this guy's money, I would just give it all away. And the second that left my mouth, I felt like God checked me and said, if you're not doing it now with the little you have, what makes you think you would do it if I gave you millions? And I was like, oh, okay, well, what does that mean? And I felt like he said, do it now. And I'm like, what? And so I felt super convicted, like I couldn't sleep at night because I'm like, I need to quit my job and give away all my money. And I know that makes no sense on paper, which it doesn't. And so I talked to my wife, and I'm like, hey, I have this crazy idea. I think I'm going to quit my job and give away all of our money. Now, mind you, I'm riding around in a Rolls Royce all day, private driver, getting paid more.
But that was someone else's.
No, it was.
What were you driving?
I was driving a Ford 2022 truck.
Because when you get out of the roles, though, now you're driving what you drive.
Right, but I don't care about any of that stuff to begin with. So
and your life savings was 20 G's.
Yeah,
the reason I pointed out is because, dude,
it's not a lot.
It's easy to give away 20 G's when you're driving around in a Rolls Royce. It's not hard to do at all because it's like to them it's like you giving away $2.
Right, exactly. So I was giving away. Like I was giving where it hurt, you know? And so I told my wife, I'm like, hey, I have this crazy idea. I think I'm going to quit my job and give away all of our money. And I think, you know, I'm going through something. She's going to talk some sense into me. And she's like, you know what? If you feel like God's calling you to do that, I think you should do it. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I quit my job and then the journey began and I start going out to the streets and I'm giving away thousands of dollars a week to random strangers, buying people's gas, groceries, putting homeless people in motels.
What was the average unit you were helping with?
So it was when I first started out, I was kind of going crazy where it was random, where I'd give some random stranger a wad of $1,000. Then I'd give somebody $100, $200. It was always minimum $100 minimum.
Except gas, like if you pay for their gas.
No, I'd say, how much is your gas? And they'd say $20, and then I'd give them at least 100 or 200, and then they'd be like, what? So it definitely surprised them.
See, this is right up my alley, Travis.
No, I don't do that average stuff. Like and for me, that was a lot. So, you know, that would be like you giving out thousands of dollars in a shot, and people are like, oh my, it would blow their mind.
Well, there's probably a ton of people listening to this that would love to be in the position you're in. Because to me, if you spent your own money, which you started with.
I put my own money up.
Which again, and it was all you had, you said.
Yeah, it was.
Well, again, that's to me the biggest, scariest part.
Right.
But for someone to say, oh, does anybody want to give me millions to give away? And then all of a sudden you have a slush fund of people just donating $1 million and you're now in the position to give it away.
Yeah.
Like that's a good position to be in.
Yeah.
I would love if everybody I was going to say, you know, send him your donations so he can go out there and help more people. But now I'm trying to think, shit, maybe you send me your donations. Why? Well, because dude, I would love to be in that position. And I'll bet you there's a billion good people in the world that would also love it, but they don't know how to get those donations. They don't know how to and not only that, but are they willing to spend theirs first? Because I think that's what's blessed you.
Yeah, no, it is. You reap what you sow, and in this life, everyone's trying to hold on to their time and their money. And I said, I'm going to radically give it away and try to make the world a better place. And you know, and for God to say, hey, quit your job and give away all your money, I'm your provider. A lot of people would not answer that, but I walked out in obedience, and boom, he is the provider.
But you also heard him. You're in tune.
Yeah, you got to be connected.
Yeah, because from what I hear, he whispers. He doesn't quite yell.
Right.
So
he's
like
a gentleman.
If all of a sudden I heard a voice in my head say, "Give away everything you got and do the right thing, and I'll take care of you."
Yeah,
bro, no question.
Right.
But no one's yelling that to me. Matter of fact, whoever's talking to me could be his arch enemy.
Oh.
Could be. Whoever's telling me, they're saying, dude, you need to keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay. But I don't know who's telling me that. Maybe it's the wrong side. How'd you know it was God talking to you?
So, if you're told to quit your job and give away all your money and it's not from God.
Sounds like Satan to me.
Well, the peace that I had. So I can't explain. Like it's like the Bible talks about the peace of God that surpasses all understanding. I can't explain it to you.
So you just you experienced it.
I just knew the peace, because it wasn't like, man, how's this going to work out? It was literally like, God, you got me, and it was just a peace, man. I can't really explain it.
Yeah, well, I get it, dude.
Yeah.
And thank God you only had 20 G's.
Well,
would have you made the same decision if you had 20 mil and you had to spend it all?
Honestly, bro, if God tells me to do something, I'm always the guy that's crazy enough to do it. And so I don't care what it is. Because even when the money started coming in, crazy money, and for myself and for the ministry, I still gave it all away.
What was the crazy money? How much was coming in?
For me, it was crazy money. I didn't grow up with money. So,
But when you uploaded these videos, you had a plan to share it with the world, what you were doing.
Well, here's what happened. I was actually running out of money. And I'm talking about, I was down to my last and I was like, okay, I'm a videographer. I'm either going to be homeless or I'm going to have a really cool story to tell. I got to start documenting this because I was off social media for like 8 years. I did a reality show with MTV back in 2012. They burned me really bad. And I said, I don't want anything to do with the entertainment industry or videos or anything. And I got off and I went back to cutting hair. And so when I was on my last couple dollars, I was like, well, I'm gonna video this because I just want to look back on it and be like, all right, well, I'm either homeless or like this worked out. And so I start making these videos, and I meet this homeless guy at the park. His name's Mr. Bob. He's homeless and he has cancer. And I'm like, dude, this is a horrible situation. And he lost everything because of his medical bills. Ooh. So he's on Social Security, getting $1,000 a month. And he needed the first month, last month rent type of thing. Doesn't do drugs. He just needed a hand up. So I'm making these videos, nothing's happening. But I met him and I asked my very small audience, I said, hey guys, this is Bob. He's homeless. He has cancer. You want to help me get him off the street? And I'm thinking a couple $100 will come in. We'll help him, get in a hotel room and then figure out a situation from there. Well, I hit publish. I wake up the next morning. Video has 20 million views.
Holy moly. So it just instantly happened.
So I'm like, whoa. So that video went viral. I put a donate button.
Was it monetized?
No, not yet.
You didn't have ads on it?
I wasn't a partner. No, I wasn't a partner yet.
You don't have to be a partner.
Well, I had nothing hooked up. No AdSense account, nothing.
You just uploaded it and it went
because nothing was happening. Like, I didn't even get.
They wouldn't have paid you that much. But ads might have. And you have the kind of.
Plus, it was shorts.
And you have the kind of content that anyone will advertise on.
Right.
Some people's content, like there's certain.
When you talk about God, they get weird though. Like for example, I did a video with WWE, and then they like audited my account, and they were going to collab on the post, and then they're like, "Oh, there's too much God in here."
See, this is what I don't understand. Like, does the owner of that company, is he an atheist? Is he?
I don't know.
Is he like? Dude, it makes no sense. That means somebody behind it, right? Like if I owned all the networks or the platforms, and someone's talking about God, I'd be like, number one, rewarding it.
Bro.
Why? Because that's spreading goodwill and
the
spreading
agenda,
love,
man.
as you say. But when the platforms and everybody don't like it to where they suppress it and get rid of it, dude, it makes me question the leadership of those platforms.
Look at the state of the world, though. You take God out of things.
Yeah, but whose world is it, Travis?
The agenda of the elite.
Whose world is it?
Whose world is it? Overall, I believe it's God's world, but
if you're if you're faith-based and you've read the scripture,
right?
Well, then it clearly indicates that this is his domain, not his.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
Yeah, so you're living in Satan's world,
right?
Bro.
So that's gonna be some opposition, But with the whole Bob story,
just makes me question the leadership of the platforms. That's all.
Well,
like, why do they want to suppress God so bad? Well, people don't like that. Some people do.
Yeah.
Let them choose. A lot of people if I don't like you because you're preaching, I'm going to turn you off.
That's it. It's that simple.
I don't need the platform to guard me from seeing something good.
Yeah.
Is there any have you ever had any backlash for doing anything good?
Oh yeah.
Like what kind?
Just people talking bad on my name.
Such as?
Just questioning my motives of why I do what I do. Oh, you do this for clicks. Oh, and meanwhile they don't know anything about me. They don't know.
You do it for clicks. Who cares? You're clicking for God.
Well, yeah, I want to spread the love of God. Yeah,
dude, it requires clicks.
But they're talking about self glorification. Like, look at Travis, I'm such a good guy, and I'm like, dude, 99% of my videos you don't even see my face. It's a POV. Like, I don't care about knowing what I look like.
Yeah, but when someone like wants to throw that, you're just doing this for clicks. Well, clicks get the money gets the help. Why don't you do it for clicks? Why don't you do something instead of sitting there talking shit? At
the same time, though, you know very well that anybody that's talking crap, like people like me and you that are doing things, we don't have time to hate on people and write nasty comments. Like, we don't have time for that.
Hey, and by the way, there's something everybody should pay attention to. Like, if you are one of the people that are leaving little rude jabs and even if it's like legit
feel bad
scam, like, and you're leaving comments on a scammer's page, like, dude, all you're doing is adding the poison to the universe that we all live in. Number one. Number two, you're driving attention towards that scammer.
Yep.
aren't you?
Yeah.
And you think everyone's going to hate them because you do, and you called them out. And when in reality, half the people that go there to see who's this scumbag you're talking about end up liking the person.
Yeah.
And now you just fueled a scam.
That happens.
It does happen. And then there's, people that are out there actually doing it.
Yeah.
Like you, if someone said to me, you're doing this for clicks, my answer would have been, absolutely. Why? Well, because clicks mean eyeballs, and engagement means algorithm kicks in, which means more people are going to donate and allow me to go out and help more people. The question would be, are you really helping the people with this money? Like, for example, if someone told me, dude, that guy Travis on your show the other day walks in there like he's some sort of angel. But dude, he got $9 million donated last year to spread the love, and he gave out $181,000 in love. Okay, and he made a bunch of videos, but he paid $8 million to have the video company make the videos. No. Now again, that is like, hey, wait a minute.
No.
But obviously that's not what you're doing. But people could do that.
They could, yeah.
And that's what you got to worry about.
There are that do, unfortunately. There really are.
I know, but that's what you got to worry about. Yeah. Otherwise, I'd say, dude, go make everybody a Travis Doodles. Yeah. Because I'd be one, but I'd be a good one. In other words, if someone gave me $1 million to give away, and I don't care if 1 million people gave me $1, or one person gave me $1 million.
It's amazing.
If it came into my 501c3 and that money is earmarked 100% for me just to give it away to nice people.
Yep.
It's my job to go out and give it away. Yeah. That would be a cool ass job.
It's awesome, bro.
Yeah. So like you're in a great position.
Well, speaking of that,
how much money do you get though?
So here's the thing. Yeah, I'm going to get into that for sure.
Because people watching, I'm just joking. I don't have time, but dude, I want you to go donate $5, donate $50.
Well, with the Mr. Bob situation, so I asked my audience, I said, hey, do you want to help me get Bob off the street? So when that video got 20 million views, I put a donate button on my little janky website that I had at the time, and $10,000 came in overnight. So I'm like, oh, that's awesome.
Just like in $5 increments?
Somebody gave, 500, someone gave 100, someone gave $1. It was just 20 million people, tons of different levels.
That's almost disheartening. 20 million people, you only generated 10 G's.
Yeah, no, that is kind of.
But 10 G's goes a long way when you're homeless.
We got him off the street. I pulled that money out right away, and we put him in a motel. Then we got him an apartment.
Permanently?
He's been off the street for almost 3 years now. Has not been back on the street since that, and he beat cancer.
See, if I was you, I'd fund a reality show.
Yeah. That's what,
because people will watch those reality shows when you turn someone homeless into a winner.
Oh, dude, my life is a reality show. It'll inspire millions of people. We started adopting homeless people after that, and I have plenty of success stories. But with the money part, what you're talking about, so I had this crazy idea that 100% of the donations are going to go back out to the people, because if you run a nonprofit, sometimes you take.
Well, you can't do 100.
No, I did though. That was my thing.
Well, then how do you pay your bills?
Well, that was the thing. So since that video went viral, then every video started going viral. 10 million views, 50 million views. We have one video with 188 million views on one video. So naturally, people saw what I was doing, and then they're like, dude, I love what you're doing. And then they started donating, and not $10,000 a day, but it was enough to fund the ministry and help people. Like drastically, we've given away over $500,000. So it's helped a lot of people. Then, since all those videos went viral, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, since I do shorts, they had their creator funds. So then that allowed me to make a living. So right when I didn't know how this was going to work out, boom, the internet is helping me fund these videos, and boom, social media is paying my bills. And I'm like, okay, God, so you did tell me to do this, and it worked out.
Let's keep rolling.
Yeah, and it worked out.
But let's blow it up.
Right. Let's blow it up. And so we just kept doing it. And then, it's been growing. Then we got our building in downtown Lakeland for our headquarters building. And then we got the ice cream truck. We're like, how can we reach more people? Let's do an ice cream truck. So it sounds silly, but it's all free food to the community. And it's so much fun to go out. So it's just
a free ice cream truck?
It is. Dude, I've never made a penny in it. We've served over 20,000 people, and we go out and we love on people. We do outreaches, give them free ice cream. And a silly ice cream sandwich we've given one to a homeless guy, vetted him, changed his life, got him off the street permanently through an ice cream sandwich.
Started with an ice cream sandwich.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Then
and your ice cream truck, if you're watching the video, maybe we'll splice in the picture of it, but it's like a Mercedes Sprinter that's all tricked out.
It's actually a Ford.
But it looks like
nice, though. It's
like
nice.
when I hear a Sprinter, I picture that. I don't know what type
they look
it is,
similar.
but it's nice. Like I would let my little kid walk up to that ice cream truck. Right. Some of these ice cream trucks that I see, bro,
scary.
I don't know if they're dealing drugs, and they could be as honest as the day is long.
Yeah.
But dude, I am not letting my kid go up to that ice cream truck the way it looks. Yours looks new and freaking well painted, and it looks trustworthy.
Yeah, it's dope.
And then someone donated a little mini bus, or what was that?
Well, there's two things that got donated that blew my mind. But I was so at my building, I used to be a barber. So I was
used to own like mural cuts.
Yeah. How you know about that?
Oh, I'm a smart individual.
You went down to MySpace on me.
Mural cuts, wasn't it?
Bro.
And why mural? Because you painted murals. You were a graffiti artist.
Yeah, bro. The place was full of murals.
When you were a graffiti artist, your tag was Setti.
Bro, you did some research. What the heck?
Would you just be spraying people's walls? Were you in a gang?
No.
Because you said you've done everything life has to offer.
I'm talking about non-church. Like, I've done everything the world has to offer, whether that's girls, drugs, drinking, all the things that the world can do. So no, not like gang banging or stuff like that. But
you were vandalizing.
I did not grow up in church. Yeah.
You were vandalizing
for sure.
Public property.
Go to the train yard. I don't. Yeah, I can talk about it now. Nobody's gonna find it.
And which, by the way, in my mind, I didn't mind graffiti artists.
Yeah.
Like artists.
Good ones.
Where when you got done, there was a mural there and it meant something to the neighborhood. Like, dude, those should just be allowed.
Right.
And, but when people just, tag over everybody's stuff, that's vandalism.
And that's why all my stuff looks like it has like an urban art flair to it, like the barber trailer. So I was speaking at a barber mastermind in my building. These guys were from all over the US, barbers from wherever, and I spoke for like 35 minutes, told my story, and then this guy in the back row, didn't even know his name at the time, he stood up and he's like, "Hey man, God's telling me to give you a barber trailer." And I'm like, what? And I'm thinking in the church world, and this, unfortunately, sometimes you get a blessing and it's actually a curse. Like you get here's this trailer that's like a $20,000 trailer, but it needs $50,000 worth of work, and you're like, dude, that's not a blessing. Well, this guy, he drives it from Montana, and it is the most beautiful 2-chair barbershop with the beautiful mirrors with the glowing lights behind it, a bathroom, a sink. And I'm like, and he's like, design the wrap, I'll pay for it. And I'm like, there's no way. And so I go inside, it's nicer than a house. And I'm like, there is no way that you donated this. And I asked him, I said, dude, how much did this cost? And he's like, me and my dad, we built it out. It was about 70 grand. And I'm like, what? You're just giving it to me? And he's like, bro, I know that you're going to use it for good. And so, bam, we started cutting people's hair for free, which I already had a free barbershop in my building, but now I use it as a food pantry, and now I have an actual mobile barbershop. So we're cutting people's hair, other barbers coming in to volunteer their time. We're helping people get jobs, transforming people, speaking life into people, and it's like,
dude,
it's just awesome.
Sometimes a haircut changes lives.
Come on, bro. You're super successful, and when you walk out that barber chair, you feel good.
Well, not only do you feel good, but you look good.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some people that I've seen sit down. I mean, that's why makeovers. Do you film the haircut and the transformation?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because that would go viral. I mean, just the ugly duckling turns gorgeous videos go viral.
Yeah, and then they get a job. So but this guy Kyle, now he's a good friend of mine, but he donated that trailer, and it's radically changed people's lives. It's been awesome. And
dude, I want to do this,
bro. Let's go.
I don't have time,
bro. You got to make time.
Well, tell God to touch me like he did you.
I got something for you.
Right now, God tells me to just keep helping people like I'm helping people. Yeah. Which, by the way, the job angle, that may be why I brought you on the show. You never know. Yeah. Because the job angle, I mean, I have a program where I'm looking for bad ass salespeople, closers.
Okay.
If they're real closers.
Yeah.
And if they're real closers, well, then they've got the track record to prove it.
Right.
And unfortunately, a lot of people call that don't have the track record because they just claim to be badasses. They're not actually badasses.
Yep.
So unlike most companies that say, no, thanks, we're only looking for the badasses. Yeah. I thought to myself, kind of like you, I thought, well, hey, why don't I give them a training path that they can go through if they wish, and then give them the job if and when they're agreeing to learn everything I need them to know to be a badass. And then I'll give them the opportunity to demonstrate that they're a badass. So I'll give them the education and the opportunity.
That'd be awesome.
Well, that's what I do.
Yeah.
The only difference is I don't give it away. Why?
Yeah.
Because, dude, I found that the first step in winning in life is to make a bet on yourself.
Yep.
And most people are afraid to do that. So
Exactly.
to me, it's a filter.
Yep.
Like I can only help you if you're swimming towards me.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, there's a financial filter. So it's not philanthropic. Now, once they go through the program and they go to work and do what they say they're going to do
Yep.
and what I taught them to do, well, then I'll give them their deposit, let's call it, back
Okay.
in the form of a bonus. So it is technically free,
Yeah.
but it's not free up front. So that's why I can't help your homeless people, because they ain't got the money to do it.
Gotcha.
But I might figure out something else, because at the end of the day, I'm putting them in a position to receive commission. Dude, a homeless guy right now,
Yeah.
if he had a cell phone, which they're
They
not,
do.
I know, but they're not expensive.
Right.
If they had a cell phone and a little bit of training,
Yeah.
and the will to do it, because
Yeah.
you can't teach somebody will. They
Right.
got to have it.
Right.
So to me, it's like, give them a cell phone, teach them how to freaking close high ticket offers on the phone,
Yeah.
and give them a job doing it.
Yep.
Where now they're making $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a month. Homeless from 10, 20, 30,000 a month,
Dude. And some of these guys are sharp.
bro,
They
with
just-
no bills to start with.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're homeless.
Yeah.
So all the money they make, and by the way, people say, well, how do they do it if they don't have a home? They just need a cell phone. Do it from under a bridge.
Right.
Do it from freaking the park where you sleep.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, are you willing to work? And to me, that's a filter
Yeah.
of God's, because again, he provides worms for the birds. What will he provide for you, his child? Well, that makes sense, but he doesn't put the worm in the bird's mouth.
Right. Right.
No, he makes the bird go get it.
Right.
Like, go get, there it is, go get it.
Yeah.
So there's something to figure out with you there,
Yeah,
where we
yeah,
can
you-
collab, where like
Right.
you find them and find the good ones, and then I'll put them to work.
That'd be awesome.
How do you get them a job? And what do you get them a job doing?
So there's been different situations. Like this one guy was a handyman, painter. So I knew somebody that does that work, and boom, he started doing jobs for them. Or
What's that conversation look like?
I just said, hey, well, first of all, these guys in my videos, they go viral. So if you watch my videos, you're like, oh, dude, I love Rick. He's so cool. And boom, like, I'm like, hey, Rick needs a job. And now all of a sudden, since they watch him regularly, because they see the transformation, they know who he is. And they're like, oh, yeah, I'll make sure that I have a 12-pack of Mountain Dew for him when he comes, because they know what he likes. They know, they know the stuff about him. So I'll ask my friends that own businesses, hey, Rick's a good guy. He can paint your houses that you flip. Boom, he's in there painting houses. Or this other guy, Lloyd, he always had a dream of doing a car detailing business. So I bought him all the materials, got him his t-shirts, his business cards. He's going door to door. Hey, I wash cars. You're the guy from the videos. And like, boom, he's getting business. And then he had a home where, it's this place called Gospel Village. So it's a couple acres of land and there's a bunch of tiny homes on there. So I'll buy campers, put it on their property, and then they have a forever home that's paid off, and it's like a tiny home community for homeless people. So then he was washing cars there.
They're no longer homeless at that point.
Well, yeah, right. I mean, it's a community for the chronically homeless. So if you have a really hard time figuring it out in society, this is a place where it's like affordable and you have a house, and it's really cool.
Don't you ever worry that you're going to come back 6 months later and there's going to be drugs and sex parties and the den of iniquity?
It has happened before.
So how do you choose who to help?
You just do what you can. Like, I mean,
I know, but like you can't do. You can't.
Okay,
Because
so
like I know people
yeah.
that want help.
Right.
They need help.
Yeah.
But when you give them the help,
Yeah.
dude, all they do
Yeah.
is freaking use it
Right.
to get farther in the hole.
Yep.
So what do you do with those people?
So I agree with you. So I don't get that far with those types of people.
How do you weed them out though?
So I vet them and I do life with them. It's just like being a friend, and then over time you're like, that story's not lining up. That's not, and then you see their behavior versus, because I mean, dude, I don't go away. Like I actually do life with these people. So when you do that, then you really get to vet them. And there's been people where I'm like, listen, bro, I can't help you anymore. And then there's other people where I literally bought them a home, and like Mr. Bob, for example, he is thriving and doing amazing.
Because they earned it.
And they wanted it. There's another guy that was a kid named Russell, homeless autistic. And I mean, I'm talking about cannot survive in the wild. He was homeless for 5 years. Dad is dead. Mom is not around. And I'm like, how is this guy homeless? He slipped through the cracks. And so I adopted him and we bought him a home, and he's killing it. He went to WWE backstage. Logan Paul gave him a birthday cake, sang him happy birthday. So this guy went from homeless to nobody wanting to talk to him to now he's a local celebrity. Everybody loves him. You know, he tells everyone that he's best friends with Logan Paul. I mean, it's like, it's just amazing. And his life
is he paying it forward?
Yeah. He goes out with me. He gives out ice cream. He's working at the place where he lives. And he's totally thriving, and just like his life is just drastically different from when I found him.
See, who doesn't want to fund that?
It's awesome. And I have the video proof. Like, it's not like I'm talking about it. Like, you see the transformation.
Where do people donate if they like you?
TravisDoodles.com, which forwards to my nonprofit website, Worth and Purpose.
TravisDoodles.com. Yep. Folks, listen. It sounds like I'm ending it, but I'm not. Go help the dude. Help the dudes or the dudettes. Like, sometimes people think, you know, like I do, I want to go do that. So I'm not going to give you anything. I'm going to go figure it out. And then I never do. It's sometimes easier just to go here, and giving to someone who's actually giving through the ripple effect.
Yeah.
Works out kind of the same, because I think God knows your heart.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
Yeah. I mean, I truly love people. God has changed my life. I didn't grow up in church, so he truly changed my life. And funny story, a homeless guy shared the gospel with me, which is wild. But after he changed my life, like, he's such a generous God, and I just want to be generous. Like, I'm like, he loves me so much, and that it just kind of overflows out of me. And then I just want to go love people and share the peace and joy that I have. And for me, I like making videos. I like storytelling, and I don't know, it's just kind of a way to do it. It's fun. And I'm trying to do something that can inspire the youth, because I have a big heart for the youth as well. For example, you just said Ripple. A lady emailed me.
XRP.
A lady emailed.
Buy some.
A lady emailed me, and she said, I don't know if I'm mad or if I'm happy. And I'm like, oh man, where's this going? And she says, my son is 11 years old. He watches your videos every day, and he tried to bring a homeless guy home for lunch. And I'm like, okay, that's extremely amazing and dangerous. But the fact that an 11-year-old, like, that was his heart, that's what he wanted to do, and he wants to change the world because of these videos, the ripple effect. And I'm over here, like, when I was 11 years old, I was trying to figure out what Ninja Turtle I want to be. Like, that was, you know, and this kid's literally bringing homeless people home because he watches these videos. And I'm like,
don't you fear for
amazing.
Liability, though? Because that's liability. You influence that kid to bring home a homeless guy.
That's liability?
Now, I would think in my mind, you know what? That's nice, because I think abundantly, and I choose to look at things in a positive light.
Yeah.
But on the other side of the fence, I could be like, let's say that homeless guy came home, raped the mother.
Oh gosh.
Killed the kid.
Oh my gosh.
And you influenced that.
Wow. I don't think I directly influenced that.
Well, you got an 11-year-old to bring a kid home, a homeless person home.
Man.
Which thank God nothing happened. But if it did, I would be, if I were a good lawyer, I could tag that to your generosity ministry.
Goodness, I'm gonna just pray to God that the situation is protected and that doesn't happen. But people have free will. I have no control of anything that happens, because I'm just
here to point out the negative.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you know, it is what it is. I mean, it's a possibility, but anything is possible. Or the opposite could happen. The guy, you know, meets the mom who's a Christian. The homeless guy becomes the next Billy Graham. I mean, I'm liable for that as well, I guess. Let's do it.
That is right.
I don't know, but I'm definitely gonna focus on the good.
All right.
And
all right.
You know,
it is dangerous though.
I mean, living in the world, period, is dangerous.
Just like this game Roblox.
Yeah, I don't understand it.
Well, it's basically a sim where all the kids are in there.
Yeah.
And there's full-grown adults in there getting kids, like 9-year-old kids, to do bad stuff. Give out their address.
Oh yeah, that's
get your daddy's password. You know, leave your garage open tonight, and I'll give you the special weapon. I've heard so many ridiculous stories.
Yeah.
So my little kids, they want to play it all the time, and I'm like, now I got to sit there and listen to you play it. That's the kind of world we're living in.
Right.
It's crazy, dude.
Wow, man.
And praying that it doesn't happen. You know, I wish that worked. That's why I always have just some small reservations. Like, have you ever thought, like, why does God allow innocent children to be taken and abused?
Yeah, that's
because he is allowing it, isn't he? He's not doing it,
right?
But
he is allowing
it. He is allowing it.
I'm not gonna sit here and pretend I know all the answers, but at the same time, you know, I believe that God is a loving God, and so if love is real, it can't be forced down your throat. So we have free will, and for me, like all of those things is a very obvious picture of the absence of God. So when people are doing those things, like, you know, we're not robots, so God can't, I mean, God can do anything, but I'm just saying, like, it's the free will thing where...
It's just the part that I don't get.
Yeah, I know. No,
because you would think if you were an all-powerful God, the little children, the innocents...
No, I get it.
And I don't care if they're children or adult, the innocents would have a halo of protection of me, and no matter what...
Right.
You're not hurting those people because I know them like inside and out type of thing, where it's like, hey, try as you may, but no weapon shall prosper. Yeah. Yeah. No, and when I see it, I'm like, what is that about? Because that's the only thing that I'm like, because, dude, I mean, the scripture tells you to seek, right? So I look and I'm looking. Yeah. And, you know, I believe that's the thing. It's the world's too perfect for there not to be a creator. There's a creator, but it could be, you know, different than we're being told. Now, again, to me, it's very difficult to believe that too, because the Bible, I think, is the basis of it. I do think there's some human influence in it though. Because again, like to me, why does God need your money? God doesn't need your money. No. He's not even here to spend it. Like, he can do anything.
He owns it all.
Well, then he doesn't need your money. So when human beings are running around going, oh, you need to give money to the church. Well, what for? So we can grow and spread, but you have to, or you're out of the church. There's some churches like that. Yeah, not all of them.
But yeah.
So again, there's this like human corruption mixed in. And I think to myself, well, if he knew everything, wouldn't he know that that was going to happen? Why wouldn't he figure that out? And then everyone's answer is always, well, God works in mysterious ways. It's like, okay.
Yeah, and that's not my answer.
I look for common sense in things.
Yeah, and again, I'm not going to pretend that I have it all figured out. My thing is, I didn't grow up in church, and you know, I still have tons of questions as well. But it's like the amount that God has changed my life and given me peace, and I don't know, man. I just can't explain it. The way that He's transformed me is. I just can't explain it. Like I can't go back. Like it's, you know, the stove is hot. Well, I don't know. And then boom, when you touch it, you know it's hot. And it's just one of those things where God just, you know, like you said, you seek, and God just radically changed my life. And
so you weren't faith-based at all before this?
I grew up in New Jersey, and I was Catholic, and I was kind of like every other Christmas go to church type of thing. Like it wasn't real. There was no relationship. I didn't know anything about the Bible or anything like that. So it was not real at all.
Was this back when you were tagging?
Yeah. Yeah. Back in high school.
And then what was this big transformational moment?
Well, I came down to Florida for college, and I just hit rock bottom. I was partying. I was trying to figure out what life was all about. And I was just crying out to God one day. And I just said, God, what is the point of life? Why am I here? Show me that you're real. And that's when I had that encounter the next day when I was playing basketball, and some homeless guy came up to me. I was in Naples, Florida. There's no homeless people where I was at. And this homeless guy came up to me, and he's like, hey, can I borrow your basketball? And he looked just like my grandpa who died, which I don't think it was my grandpa. I don't believe in reincarnation or any weird stuff like that. But I believe he looked like my grandpa almost to keep my attention, because otherwise I'm from New Jersey. If it was a homeless guy, I'd be like, nah, I'm good, bro. But he looked like my grandpa, so he kept my attention, and everything. He was just reading my mail. He's like, I remember when I was in college, I was an education major. I switched to business. That's what I did. He was like, I was so lost. I was partying. That's what I did. I was going to get shipped off to the army, but this one school accepted me. That's what happened to me. And then he's like, but Jesus changed my life. And I'm like, all right, whatever. And then I swear, dude, my cousin was with me. The guy was talking to me the whole time, didn't even pay attention to my cousin. I get in the car to drive off, and this guy's knocking on my window, and dude, he was gone. Like it's like he came out of nowhere. He's knocking on my door, and he's like, "Can I talk to you for a couple more minutes?" And then he started talking to me about the crucifixion, the Bible, and I'm like, and it wasn't clicking to me. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, I just prayed last night. And then that's when I felt like God showed me, like, dude, this was no coincidence. I don't know if that guy was an angel or what. And then I went back to school, and this guy invited me to a Bible study, and I'm like, dude, Bible study, like these Bible thumpers, I don't want nothing to do with this. But the guy was really cool. He was like, just, he looked like me and you, just a regular dude. And he's like, yeah, man, God changed my life. Come to this Bible study, bro. If you don't like it, you never have to come back. And I went, and he showed me what the Bible said and what salvation was. And I was like, and I had this encounter, and boom, it was just this radical, I can't explain it, man. And my life has never been the same since.
So I'd say you're one of the lucky ones. You're one of the blessed.
I mean,
because people like pray and wish all the time, and they don't get those. I always say maybe you're using the wrong name. I don't know, man. Maybe you're calling a disconnected number because you're calling out the wrong name.
I don't know, man. But God definitely came through, and my life has never been the same. And then just everything. I mean, I've been doing art, video, and barbering my whole adult life and trying to figure it out. Like nothing was sticking because I was just trying to build stuff. And then it was like once I did this videographer job for the millionaire guy, and then like.
What was he having you videographer?
Just Rolls Royces, buying Rolexes, like flashy stuff.
But Instagram influencer type?
Yeah. And it just didn't get me going.
Will you say his name? Or no.
No.
Afterwards, you got to tell me.
I'll talk to you off camera. I have nothing bad to say about him. It actually made all of this happen. So I thank God for him. But yeah, I have nothing bad to say about him.
You were like, listen, there's not much to this rolling around and buying fancy watches, although that's lifestyle marketing and it does work.
No, it definitely works.
They got millions of followers on those channels too.
Yeah.
It's like I like yours better. Why?
Yeah.
Well, because I always was under the impression that I had to get extremely wealthy, and then I would go do that with my own money,
right? And
I wouldn't care where it was coming from.
Yeah.
But to risk my well-being, to risk my family's stability, that's scary.
Yeah.
Like, again, maybe he hasn't told me because he knows I'm not that tough of a man.
Well,
but I think he knows my heart, and and he does definitely bless me financially.
Yeah.
Maybe he's waiting for me to start.
I mean, I believe that, what's crazy is out of all the people.
And I do help, by the way.
What's that?
I do help people.
Oh, I believe it.
I just don't do it consistently and put it on video, but I want to, bro.
Dude, I have a good read on you. I truly believe that you could be a very, very dangerous man of God if you have your encounter and you fully surrender. Not saying you're not making an impact or doing things, but dude, when I'm praying that God will totally rock your world more than you could ever imagine, because I'm not joking, you will be one of the most dangerous men of God on this earth. Mm-hmm. I promise you. You know Steve Weatherford?
Yeah.
That's my boy.
Yeah.
Right? So I see you doing some Steve Weatherford type stuff, bro. Like, you're a dangerous man of God. You're going to be rocking people.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, no, I know it. Like, you have all of the things that God can use you and change the world.
Well, again, they're his things.
Yeah, but he's given you them to manage.
Well, maybe he can give me some discernment along the way, because it seems like people I help end up screwing me somehow.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's just part of it. Flawed humans mess up, but don't stop doing good, But
if I were to take my camera guy and say, hey, let's roll down and find some homeless people, which, again, I can do, but I don't think a sandwich is going to really help them.
Well,
I think a job, a haircut, 2 weeks in a rental, like again, one night in a hotel, then the next night they're out.
Yeah, no, it's
like, dude, that don't help anybody. Now it helps them for the night. Right. Don't get me wrong, and it's nice to do, but I really don't believe bringing someone a meal is helping them. I think it's temporarily giving them a meal.
So here's the thing. I totally agree with you. If you take the spirituality out of it, because there have been times where I brought someone a simple meal and they said, dude, you're an answered prayer. I was praying, God, I'm so lonely. Please just have someone come talk to me. So it's more than the meal. Like, people in the city get mad at me. They're like, oh, hey, oh yeah. Load it up, baby.
Well, that's a good one to consider.
Well, seriously though, because it's more than just feeding them. People in the city are like, why are you feeding people? They can go to the homeless shelter. And I'm like, it has nothing to do with the food, actually. It's me going up to them, letting them know that they have worth and purpose, that they're loved, they're noticed, and I get to speak life into them. They're in a toxic culture. I've heard you over and over and over again, which I agree with every word you say, talking about mindset. They have no one speaking life into them. No Bradleys saying, dude, what are you doing out here, bro? There's more to life than this. No one. They're like, they got nothing but negative people trying to take them down. So it's so much more than feeding them. It's speaking life into people. And that is what changes lives. Love. The love of God changes lives. I don't want to give you a sandwich and send you to hell with a full stomach. There's an agenda to let you know that you are a creation of God and that you can do more than this. That's what it's about.
This is the Settineri Episcopalian Church.
Oh, man.
You ever think about starting a church?
So technically, I am a church on paper. I don't have a Sunday service, but I sound so hood. I be the church. I be the church Monday through Saturday.
So, well, two or more have to gather in his name for it to be considered
We're doing
a church
right now, bro.
Yeah, well, true. But when you're talking to somebody doing that good work,
yeah,
helping the people, even if it's a temporary meal, you believe there's more to it.
I do. There's a spiritual.
So do you just look for anybody? Like if I went out on the street, I'd be trying to find someone who I at least sensed something about.
I actually do pray before I go out. I say, God. Literally, I say, God, please give me a supernatural encounter and let me come across the people that need me. And I feel like every single time.
Or they need you.
Yeah. And I feel like it's been a supernatural encounter every time. And like, yeah, I can't even tell you, like, it's been a supernatural encounter. And I believe God answers that prayer. If you say, God, how many people, honestly, how many Christians pray this prayer every day? God, use me today. Give me a supernatural encounter and bring me to the people that need you. I don't think a lot of Christians pray that prayer. And when you do, bro, he answers it. I'm living proof of that.
Why doesn't everybody try that?
Yeah.
Try that.
Please try that.
My lighting, it's not good.
I think you look good from here. I don't know what it looks like on the camera, though.
Shadowy.
Yeah.
Well, that's, like I said, to me, that's the type of people that are making a real, my brand's real impact.
Yeah.
Like if I was starting to do this, I would call it like real generosity with my brand, real.
Yeah.
Real generosity.
Boom.
I like the generosity. I preach generosity.
Yeah.
To me, it's like you need to be generous.
Yeah.
And the cherry on top in your situation is that people are funding your generosity now. So you're like the steward of generosity. Now, again, I haven't done this, so send all the people that are thinking about helping, man, I'd help that. Like, help him because he's out doing it. I'm talking about it. My GoFundMe or however you do it will fill up. And I'll be like, I gotta go out and give away this money. And then you'd find yourself where your discernment's not there.
Right.
Because I don't want to go give money to people that are just going to use it to get worse.
Just because it's a good thing doesn't mean it's a God thing. I've learned that. So the thing is, it can become toxic charity. And I've been guilty of it because I have a big heart. And then as I've been doing this for years, my discernment is way stronger. And yes, so don't just go do it just to do it. Be strategic about it and make sure you're led, by God. I'm not going to go buy some homeless guy a camper that I met 5 minutes ago. That makes no sense. I have to make sure that
takes time, man. You got to hang out with these people. What do you do? Take them for a meal or something?
Dude, I literally do life with them. I call them. I hang out with them. I bring them meals.
What if they don't have a phone?
I celebrate their birthdays. It's just like talking to your friend. How you doing today? And I just try to see where they're at mentally, encourage them. Have you been looking for jobs? And really just keep them accountable, but really just be there for them. Sometimes they just want to call me and just say, hey, man, I'm lonely today. I don't have any family. And, I'm just thank you for being my brother. Like they just need love, man. Love is the whole thing. Besides generosity and helping people with tangible things, like the love of God is the thing that's transforming these people, not a sandwich.
That's what I'm talking about, folks.
Yeah, man, it's real. It really is.
Interesting. So the number one lesson serving others has taught you about life.
That is the purpose of life. Everybody's trying. So here, Brad, this is my takeaway on life. Everyone's trying to figure out their purpose, right? Like, what am I doing here? What's my purpose? I believe everybody has the same purpose, and that is love God, love people. That's it. Dropping bombs, you're speaking, your real estate, all these empires that you're building on this earth, that's not your purpose. That is the tool to fulfill your purpose. That's what I believe.
Well, my purpose, what I feel like my purpose is to get people out of the rat race.
Yeah, that's amazing. But the ultimate purpose is love God, love people. But loving people, a part of that is getting them out of the rat race for sure. Because that's a part of caring about people. You're like, dude, I don't want you to live this rat race life. That's
because dude, there's people out there right now with number one, salaried positions.
Yeah.
Which there's nothing wrong with salaried positions to pay bills, but why don't you have a part-time or a side hustle where you're in the position to receive commission?
Right.
Because you have to be.
Right.
Now, once they're in a position to receive commission, now they're going to need mindset, skill set, and habits. Yep. If they can master those things, number one, get in the position to receive commission.
Yeah.
Even if you're a salaried person, if you're salaried and you're listening to me right now, it's so easy to find something to sell part-time. You don't have to quit your salary. You don't have to take a big risk, but you get in a position to receive commission. Then you start, exercising that. And you soon figure out, holy crap, you're working a fraction of the time in this new position you're in, and you're making almost as much as you're making salaried. And pretty soon you make the transition, you make the leap, and now you're what's called an entrepreneur. Mm-hmm. So it's almost like anyone out there that has the right mindset, skill set, and habits, and is willing to take action, has everything they need. And you know what's crazy? I think it's based in a gift from God called free will. Mm-hmm. Because most people, I think, overestimate this power that they're supposed to be able to tap into. You ever heard that?
Yep.
We've all got the power within. You just have to tap into the power. And we're thinking like superheroes, like a spider needs to bite me. No, dude, you need to understand the power is the power to choose.
Yeah.
And you can choose to work in heavenly energy, or you can choose to work in earthly energy. Preach. And the choice is yours.
Yeah.
And so all you have to do is choose to look at things in a positive light, an abundant light, a kind light, a generous light. That's a choice.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to react to this in a negative manner. I'm going to look at this in the worst case scenario. I'm going to complain about this. I'm going to choose fear and anger and doubt and worry and anxiety and depression and sadness and just all the earthly stuff.
Yeah.
That's a choice, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's like, there's the power they're talking about. It's the power to choose.
Yep.
Not just choose him, but choose anything.
Yeah.
Which is what somebody said when I said, how can God allow the little children? Their comment was, he gave us free will and he's not going to go back on his word. So you have the free will, right. And he's not there. Like you said, it's the absence of God doing it. It's not God doing it, which I never thought it was God doing it, but why would he allow it?
Right.
Well, that makes kind of good sense. If he promised someone free will and they want to use it that way, how can he take back his word? But you would think he'd protect the innocent. Like, I don't know, maybe that's a little bit of a flawed plan. If I ever meet God, I'm going to say, why didn't you just protect the innocent? And I'd love to hear the answer. The innocent.
Yeah. As screwed up as the world is and things happen, we are flawed humans. The world is full of sin. But I do believe, as crazy as it sounds, at the same time, all things work together for good.
Well, love God, love people. I like that, because I think if you just did that,
you're good.
The world would be a better place.
Yeah.
If everyone did that.
You can't deny that.
No one would be hungry.
Right.
No one would be in trouble. No one would be injured. No one would be harmed.
Right.
Everything would be wonderful if everyone just did that.
Right.
So those are two good ones. What about a personal struggle that you've kept private while promoting positivity?
A personal struggle.
Yeah, like you're out there promoting all this positivity. What privately are you dealing with that you don't look at in a positive light?
Man, that's a good question. I feel like one of the main things that I have been struggling with is, this whole journey has been a roller coaster, and I started out super, super radical, faith and just going all in. And then as you go, I feel like I've had, some times where I struggle with my faith, not questioning God or anything, but just like, man, like doubting, like how is this going to work? How is this going to keep going? How is this sustainable? And so I'm always talking about trust God. This is amazing. He's going to take care of you. And I fully believe that. But I have days where I do things and I'm being totally vulnerable and transparent, and Christians will destroy me for this, even though they struggle with it themselves. But sometimes I do things for God and not with God, if that makes sense. So I do it in my own power, where I just get really busy, and then I just don't fully rely on him. And then I know right away when I'm in that position, which is it's like an alarm where it's like, nope, you're doing this, you're getting burnt out. You know that this is not God. This is you trying to do God's work. You need to do it with him as a partnership, not for him. And so I feel like one of my struggles is just being so busy and running 100 miles an hour and trying to change the world, and all these things keep adding to me. You just get really busy and distracted. It's all for him, but it's like, no, he's like, do it with me. I don't want this ministry to become an idol. I gave it to you because I trust you, and you're going to do it with me. Don't do it for me. And then you're not talking to me. And I'm like, oh, so it's just a busy thing, and everybody struggles with that, whether they admit it or not, but I'm just going to admit it.
Is there any specific act of kindness you did that you regret or would approach differently, knowing what you know now?
I don't regret any of it because it was all learning, but maybe there was a couple people in the past that I dove in too deep too fast, probably.
What happened?
There was a guy that he just kind of started like talking crap about me. Like, it was that entitlement thing that you're talking about, that the people that are just like almost unhelpable, and he just kind of was talking bad about me and spreading dirt on my name like I didn't really help him. But
see, that's why
but
probably is what ultimately stops me.
Yeah.
Because dude, I've done that. I've helped people.
Yeah.
Like, personally,
it's part of
they
it.
weren't homeless, but I've helped a lot of people.
Right.
And it seems like those are always the ones that come back and then say you're a piece of crap. And,
Right.
they just start bombarding you. It's almost like they were plants.
Yeah. Which, I don't know. It's one of those things though, where, it's the same thing with like, I look at it like internet haters, like all these people that troll. Like, it doesn't matter if that happened, because I have an audience of one. So if someone, and he's the audience. So if someone is saying good things about me, Bradley, you're amazing, or Bradley, you're the worst person ever, both of them don't matter. It's literally noise, because that's not why I do it, or that's not what fuels me. So if I have an audience of one, if somebody burns me and talks crap about me, it doesn't matter. Like, yes, I'll learn from it and try to avoid that for next time. But like, if I have an audience of one, none of that stuff matters. Good, bad, whatever. I'm just going to learn from it and just keep moving forward. And don't let anybody ruin your good heart if they did you wrong. Like, that's just part of doing life and trying to help people.
Yeah, one of the sayings I coined is, specifically for when people get burned by friends, family, whoever.
Yeah.
I say, don't change the way you treat people.
Right.
Change the people you treat.
Yeah.
There's a bomb.
I like that, bro. Drop it.
I'll give myself a bomb on that one.
Give it, dude. I'll take it.
So yeah, I mean, a lot of people are out there doing that. They'll change as human beings. They'll become less generous, less loving.
Yeah.
Because of their scars and the people that screwed them.
Yeah.
And I might be victim of that a little bit, but the lesson, I always give a good lesson. I don't always take a good lesson.
Yeah.
But the lesson is, you don't change who you are just because someone screwed you, man. Right. You just change who you're dealing with and who you're hanging around. And sometimes that's difficult.
Yeah, it is.
So you gotta ask for discernment.
Yeah.
A sense.
Yep.
You can sense these things. Yep. I think we all have a frequency about us.
You know what's really interesting though? The more I've done ministry and the more times I've gotten burned, I'm like, man, this is so eye-opening to me, because of the fact that God is so good to me. And how many times have I burned him? How many times have I sinned or done things that were, that I shouldn't have done, or just not relied on him, or whatever it was. And it was like, man, talk about looking in the mirror where I'm like, wait a minute, I suck. And it's like only God makes me righteous and makes me, any type of good. So it's like, to me, it became like a direct reflection of, oh, wait a minute, this guy did this to me, but God, I'm sorry. Like, and so it kind of put a mirror on me as well.
How strong is your faith now?
It's so here's the thing, man. Anytime I've ever doubted God, which is crazy, as a human, your brain can go here. Like, so if I'm like, God, how's this bill going to get paid? You heard a little bit about my story. God clearly shows up. So I had to forget every single good thing that he's ever done for me to feel like he's not going to come through this time. Like, it's crazy. So I say that my faith is at an all-time high, because I'm just like, God, you are so good. Look what you're doing. I'm on Bradley's podcast. Like, what the heck? Like, he's just doing things, and he's putting me before amazing leaders and people and powerful people. And I believe it's because I was faithful with the little that he keeps increasing what I'm doing. But my faith, I feel like nothing can stop me. Like, I know that God is for me. So what can be against me? That's how I'm feeling.
So how much money do you raise every month to give away? And you're not giving away all of it, I hope.
So,
because you got to operate, dude.
Yeah, I know. Well,
but if you get to operate too, let's call it kingly.
Yep.
Now everyone's going to talk crap because most of the money goes to your Rolls Royce and your fancy crap.
I know. It's a weird little thing. But for me, so I'm still giving away all the donations. And then funding wise, so I've landed a couple brand deals with the haircutting company Wall. So that has helped me personally. And then I still get a little bit of money on social media, but my social media money has gone way down because the Shorts creator funds ran out. So I don't know how familiar you are with that, but I mean, tens of thousands of creators had to go get regular jobs and not do video anymore. So right now I'm pivoting to get into long form content. I'm hitting a lot of stages, sharing my story, speaking. Ty Lopez was here yesterday. There's a guy, Paul Getter, who's good friends with Ty, behind a lot of his success with marketing stuff. He's actually going to be partnering with me. He's a pastor, or putting me on stages. He's helping me get people in a room on kind of like high ticket mastermind type stuff. So my finances have been weird the past year. I've definitely been pivoting because I was so focused on helping people and building the ministry that kind of, I don't want to say it all fell apart, but like I'm in a different place financially than I was, and now I'm pivoting. Feels like I'm starting from scratch, but have an amazing foundation. That's what it feels like. Maybe come out with a course on how to go viral on social media. There's a million different things that I could do, and merch. I'm walking into all of it, and I believe that the floodgates are about to open up, and then there's going to be more impact than ever before.
Yeah.
So
there's people out there with courses on how to go viral.
Yeah.
I would suggest it's how to go viral
with impact,
or how to go viral and make an impact. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, in other words, that whole, you're not just going viral, you're going viral and making an impact. Yeah. And that's what's going viral.
Yeah.
It's almost like people want good news.
Yeah.
People want kind acts, and they want to see them.
Yep.
And there's a lot of people, clearly, if you have 4 million subscribers, I mean, in my opinion, I'm giving away gold to get rich all day long. I'm giving away entertainment and training, which is entertainment.
Yep.
But only a couple 100,000 people give a rat's ass, apparently.
I don't know, bro. I think your time hasn't even come yet. I think you're just getting started.
Well, that may be the case too.
I believe that, bro.
Yeah. Well, he's definitely biding his time.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm not prepared yet.
He's preparing you, bro. It's all character building and getting you ready for the big time.
Well, there is character building, and
which you've been very successful.
Well, not only that, but I think he's accomplished that. Like right now, I make the claim that I'm probably the most angelic human on earth.
Yeah.
Meaning, but I'm not. And now that I'm talking to you, I know I'm not, because I'm not outdoing. I'm not 100% sacrificed to whatever I think he wants. Well, other than, believing.
Yeah.
Because to me, I still have things I got to do for myself. Well, maybe that's what I got to get rid of. Because I could go out and help a lot more people than I do.
Yeah.
But I mean, at some point I'm thinking, well, at what point do you cross the line? And now you're a story. Brad, found God and gave away his wealth, and now he's like,
Bro.
Struggling to stay alive, and no one is helping him because, like, at one point he was here when he was earthly, and then he went too far this way, and now he's broke all the time.
No.
Well, when you're broke, you can't help anybody.
Can't help anybody.
You can't even help yourself.
Nope. Yeah.
So how are you supposed to help other people being broke?
Yeah, I'm totally against poverty. Nothing good comes from it.
I think people need to focus on some money.
Yeah, we need money to change
How do
the
we
world.
make money?
Yeah.
Step one, get in the position to receive commission. Now, someone else might go, first of all, you have to love God. Well, dude, I think that's a harder thing to get someone to do than just get in a position to receive commission. I guess that's fairly easy. Let's baby step them.
Yeah.
At some point in time, how do you deal with all the diverse beliefs that these people you're helping have?
Right.
How do you reconcile with helping someone that is maybe a Satanist?
Yeah, that's a different story if they don't.
Do you ask them if they love God?
Just getting to know somebody and talking to them, absolutely.
Does it matter what religion they are or if they have a religion?
I will love on you no matter what you are. And then if we become friends and we do life together, then, I'm a walking Bible to you. I try to be the best example I can be. But I can't force anybody to believe anything. It's just my obligation to tell you and live it out.
Yeah.
But I can't force you to believe anything.
I use ChatGPT a lot, and I've been asking it, like, out of all the religions, which one's most likely to be true?
Christianity,
it says.
Yeah.
Based on the evidence. But if you ask what percentage, like Ty did yesterday, it said 55% likely.
Well,
that's like flipping a coin.
Nah.
Based on all the historical evidence, out of all the religions, it's most likely the one to be true.
Right.
However, if you just ask it plainly, but how likely is any religion to be true? It was only 55% likely.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'd say I'd want to keep asking questions about that.
Yeah.
I mean, what if you die and you find out all that was for nothing? And my answer is, well, then, dude, you lived a great life and you helped a lot of people, and there's nothing wrong with that.
I'd have no regrets.
It's not like, dang it, if I knew it wasn't true, I could be raping and pillaging and running around the country killing people and, having my way in the world. Well, dude, that would not be a good thing.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't be able to sleep well.
No.
I don't want to harm anyone.
No.
I literally want everyone to be better.
Right.
Better off.
Yeah.
Better physically. Better spiritually, better mentally, better financially,
right?
and it's crazy, but I think the way to do it, and you should maybe consider this and start getting your students or whatever they're called,
disciples,
your chosen blessings, to get them into the sales world, because when you are in a position to receive commission. Dude, you're no longer limited.
Yeah.
And then you go fix their self-image so they think they're worth more. Because when you raise their self-worth, you raise their net worth.
Yep.
And then you teach them the skill sets that are needed today, like marketing, personal branding, closing, selling, influencing, communicating, and relationship building.
Yeah.
Like those are the skill sets that I preach. If you get those 5 things down, bro, you're a badass closer. You're badass at building and nurturing and leveraging relationships.
Yep.
You're a killer communicator.
Yep.
You're killer at personal branding.
Yep.
And you're killer at marketing. Dude, it's over.
Good.
Nothing can stop you, bro.
Stuff.
Then
Bro.
Then you implement the habits that you need.
Yeah.
Because most people, they screw up their habits. I knew really talented people. They had the whole world at their feet.
Yep.
They became drug addicts. Their habits. They were drunks. They got divorced. They got put in prison. They got all kinds of bad things. And when you looked at their life, what was it that made that happen? It was their habits. Mm-hmm. They just couldn't get control of their habits, which means they couldn't get control of their mind.
Right.
So it's all 3 of those things: mindset, skill set, habits.
Yeah.
Focus on those, you can crush it.
Yeah.
So as you're blessing these people on the street, it's almost like, hey, put together an education for them that they go through.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
And again, I mean, we have an educational platform here, the only one like it on planet Earth.
Lightspeed TV.
No, VT. Don't go to TV. That's a porn site.
What did I say?
You said Lightspeed TV.
Oh, my bad.
It's VT, virtual training.
Yeah.
Yeah. One time I was at a
Yeah, don't go to that.
I was at a meeting. There was probably 30, 40 big wigs in the room. Yep. I'm showing the whole group Lightspeed.
Gosh.
And I fat finger VT and I accidentally typed TV and hit hit enter,
man.
and it was on the big screen.
Oh,
and bam,
man.
I realized
wrong site.
Lightspeed TV is not where I want them to go.
I didn't mean to plug that.
But anyway, Yikes. Dude, I appreciate you coming in.
Yeah.
Brad, I hope.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
So I know we were talking about faith and stuff. Do you believe in prophecy?
Prophecy?
Yeah.
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 You got something prophetic for me?
I do, bro. So I truly believe that you are going to be a dangerous man of God for the kingdom. I do. And so I found this clip of you, man, from 5 years ago. Okay? Can I play it for you?
Sure.
I found this clip of you from 5 years ago.
You're going to have to email my team that clip.
How do I do this? You want me to just play it into the microphone?
Yeah, play it into the microphone and then email the video and they'll splice it in. And then I want to address some of these live viewer comments.
Oh, boy. Okay, so dude, I found this clip of you, and bro, I wasn't looking for it. I found it. It's from 5 years ago. And I was like, okay.
What's it say?
When I have enough to give anyone a lot of money and change life, like I want to be able to be so rich I can pass out $1 million a day. I just go live and run into humans. And if those humans are good humans, I'm going to bless them financially.
Yeah.
Bro.
That's what I've been wanting to do forever. I just can't get the really rich part down.
Dude, are you kidding me? You killing it.
Dude, believe it or not, everybody thinks I'm a billionaire, and I'm not.
I know.
But I'm doing well.
You're doing amazing.
But I'm not doing as well as I need to. Then people start hating, and they're like, hey, buddy, why don't you give away what you got? And it's like, why don't you give away what you got?
I did.
You did. That's why I said you might be more angelic than I am. But, dude, listen, I'm always trying to help people.
Yeah.
Some of these calls or some of these comments, for example. So like intentional influence says, Brad, stop bait and switching job interviews with sales calls. That's some loser shit. I hope he's still listening though. Because what people don't realize is this. Number one, it's not a bait and switch, right? Think about it. Yeah. I need top sales closers.
Right.
I advertise for top sales closers. Mm-hmm. The top sales closers that I'm looking for, there is no bait and switch. I'll hire you tomorrow.
Right.
I need them, a bunch of them.
Yep.
But they have to be demonstrated.
Right.
They have to have proof of it.
Yeah.
So normally, when people call in for the job, they feel bait and switched. Why? Well, because they're not qualified. They don't have a track record and they don't have proof. They just have a big ego and a big mouth. So they get presented an opportunity, like I told you, to train. Oh, there's a bait and switch. Dude, it's not a bait and switch. I could have told you just to fuck off.
Right.
Pound sand. You're not qualified. Beat it. But dude, I'm not like that.
Yeah.
I feel bad for people that don't have the qualifications. They don't have the skill sets. They don't have the track record. So what did I do? I put together an option for somebody like that. So again, if you got presented the bait and switch option, it just means you weren't qualified, bro. That's not loser shit. That's kindness. Well, why are you charging for it? If it's so kind, why don't you give them the training for free? Because I tried that, and guess what? When it was free, nobody cared about it. Nobody worried about it. So when I started, and by the way, because it cost me money, that's why I have coaches and people, and they take their time and train you all the information that took me 45 years to accumulate. The mindset, the skill set, the habits, the word tracks, the daily routines that cause success. It's compiled. It's all in a multi-million-dollar interactive training system.
When you pay attention.
And not only that, the first requirement that I want people to demonstrate is that they're willing to bet on themselves.
Right.
So consider it like a deposit that you will get back once you fulfill what you said you were going to. And if you don't, that's why you're losing, because you don't keep your commitments.
Right.
So again, people will call in and, want the job that they heard. Because I don't say, hey, do you want to pay for some training? And no, I say, I'm looking for badasses because I am,
Right.
and I still am. Intentional influence. If you're a badass and can prove it, then frickin' I would have hired you. My screeners are looking for you. But if you're not, well, then maybe you need to quit having victim mentality. Okay. And you need to start looking in the mirror, asking yourself, why don't you have these requirements? Why don't you have this track record? And the answer is because you've never really humbled yourself and said, hey, you know what? Let me learn. Let me go through the work. Let me get the track record to where I'm really who he's looking for. Because I'm looking for badasses. They've made $300,000+ a year. Like, that's the minimum. If you haven't made $300,000 a year and you claim you're good at sales, you're not. How do I know? Because you haven't made $300,000. Anyone that's really good at sales, marketing, personal branding, communication, and relationships, they're way past 300 grand, bub. So if you're not, quit questioning the shit and just go do it. It's just like if I said this, Travis, what if I told you this? Give me $5,000, but don't give it to me. Just keep it in your bank account. Open a separate bank account, transfer $5,000 in there. If you do that and do what I tell you for the next 6 months, you'll have $50,000 in there. Is there a risk to that? There's no risk.
No.
Why? Because it's in your bank account. The only difference is it's going in mine. Right. Why? Well, because, dude, A, it costs time and money and it's worth it, number one. But number two, I want to see you bet on yourself, bro. If you can't bet on yourself financially, you're probably not ready to help.
Yeah.
Because anybody that's tired, truly tired of the nonsense and they just want out, well, then bet on yourself.
Can't afford not to do it.
And if you're already that person to his bait and switch ridiculousness, if it was bait and switch, then there wouldn't be an option at all. Well, guess what?
This guy's got you, bro. He's
No, but I want to address it because, dude, stuff like this, comments like this are what stop other people that probably would have done it, but they're like, oh, it's a scam. I didn't know it was a scam. If
it's
not a scam.
But those people aren't going to follow through if they're believing comments like that anyway, though. They're not going to be serious, most likely.
Well, whatever.
You know what I mean? It's kind
but
of
this ain't about me or my program, but that comment did get me a little bit.
Screw these people. All right? It doesn't matter what they say.
Hey, Nick Diaz tells the guy, you're talking to my man's all wrong here. Don't let me hear it again. And then someone says real training in the community is amazing. Okay, thank you.
There you go.
Yeah, and again, it's
now
because
somebody reads that one and says, oh, okay. It's good.
But you know why, though? It's because it's not about the money.
Yeah.
That's the filter. It's about, is your mindset right? Do you have the right perspective in life? Are you operating in the right energy?
Yeah.
And are you in the position to receive commission?
Yeah.
Because again, a lot of people go, well, what do I need to do? I need to sell some. Oh, I'm not a salesman. You can be. Well, I don't want to be. Well, again, I can't help everybody. I can only help the people that want to help themselves. Sound familiar? Yeah. Who else says that? See? So maybe that's that. But anyway.
Well, Brad, I wanted to ask you a question.
Oh, one more only because we're live also.
Yeah.
And then it's back to you permanently.
Yeah.
Holly Hudson Edwards said earlier, she did the deal. She put a deposit, but now she's changed her mind. And then she just reminded me, I do not think you're a scam. I just want to do something else. Which again, Holly, this goes out to you. If you want to bail, okay, boom, I'll refund you your deposit, because again, it's not about that. But one time I chat GPT'd, people say, you're saying this all the time now. That's because I think it's powerful. If you were the devil, how would you stop me from being successful? Yep. And one was fill my mind with doubt and fear.
Yep.
Number 2, instant gratification. Number 3, negative influence. Number 4, victim mentality. Number 5, stay comfortable. Number 6, don't take action. Number 7, erode your confidence. Number 8, look externally instead of internally. Number 9, poor habits, especially health. And number 10, remove your sense of urgency. Yep. So again, whenever you pulled the trigger like you did, it sounds like you pulled the trigger and now you're second guessing. I want to do something else, guys. It is what it is. Do what you feel. But here's what I would recommend for people in life. Okay. There's resistance towards the good, if you ask me. There's a book out there called The War of Art. The War of Art. Have you ever read it?
I have heard of it.
Stephen Pressfield.
Yep.
And it basically talks about the thing that makes her want to switch and not do it is why she should. It's the stuff that gives you resistance, and your subconscious is saying, don't do it. Don't do it. Someone's whispering, it's too risky. He's a scam. He's a scam. It's not that easy. Don't do it. Don't do it. Change your mind. Change your mind. Sometimes that's the opposite side trying to get you to change the decision that you made that would have changed everything. But now you're being influenced and pulled out because they know that you've made the decision. So now if you continue that path, you're going to end up successful. So let me do everything I can. Let me get her to change her mind. Let me get her to rethink what she chose, because something made you choose it. So at the end of the day, if you want out, then get out. We don't have contracts locking you in, and I'd be happy to let you out. But if I were you, I would not do it. Period. Anyway, back to Travis. That's who's on the podcast today. Man. This is why I don't bring in the live callers, because next people are asking me questions, and it's like, wait a minute, we got a guest here, folks. I want to ask you questions, and the final question I want to ask you is this: what do you see this going to? Like, eventually, don't you want to be rich and wealthy too? Do you want the donations to mount up and you give all that away, but you want your viral videos and your brand deals and your for profit to get big too, right? Yeah,
I would definitely like to be more stable financially, and then just keep growing. And I want to give away, as much money as possible. Like, even when I was making good money online, I gave away 66% of my income.
Why 66?
Well, that's what it averaged out to when I did my taxes, and I saw how much money I gave away on top of the $500,000 in donations. I gave away 66% of my income, because basically I made this and then I gave away 66%, and that's just what I lived off of. I didn't say I'm going to give away 66%. It was just, that was the number after I did the math.
Have you ever considered, when you feature these, let's call them personalities that you find? Yeah. Why not set them up a GoFund and let the crowd fund them? Meaning you hey guys, if you're in love with Rufus here, donate to his ass and he'll wake up tomorrow with $50,000 in there.
I have done that before.
Did it work?
Yeah. We haven't raised $50,000, but we raised $26,000 one time and remodeled this lady's entire home, which was awesome. And then we've raised, like Mr. Bob, $10,000, got him off the street permanently. There's been I've probably done it 10, 15 times roughly. And every time it's been life-changing for whoever it was for. Yeah. And
you're like an artist at heart.
I am.
I've
always been an entrepreneur though, but I'm more the artist.
But you're a painter.
Yeah, murals.
It's
painting.
Not just tag. It's not just graffiti.
No.
Murals.
Oh, I got to show you. Yeah, my building is.
Yeah, and his vehicles, man. You turn that little minibus that someone gave you, which was probably just a basic ass minibus. Yep. He shows it to me, guys. He's got basically a Ninja Turtle, full on, looking like it was made by frickin' the studio Marvel or whoever does Ninja Turtles.
Nickelodeon.
It looks legit.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And you give away pizzas.
Yeah, hot pizza.
And again, that's cool. If I saw you cruising by and you stopped to share the love and give me a free pizza, I'd be like, cool. But dude, I didn't need a free pizza. You wasted a pizza on me. How do you know?
It's just generosity. Yeah. Not always, well, if you didn't need it, then you would say, no, give it to someone that wants it. People don't just take it just for the heck of it. Normally they say, pass it to someone that needs it. And if it's a big outreach, then it's just massive generosity. But if I'm going extra mile one-on-one, then I have to vet you, because I can't waste resources if you really don't want the help or you can't be helped. It sounds bad, but it's the truth.
Someone says there's a Google grant that you can get $10,000 a month for your nonprofit from Google.
There's probably a bunch of red tape and holes to jump through, but I'll try.
Yeah. Well, how can the Bomb Squad help you? Because I want to help you get more money to go give away, because I do see you online giving it away. But I also want to help you for profit, meaning what can people do to put money in your pocket and get your lifestyle a little bit more stable?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure that out. Right now.
Go buy wall products from his link.
Yeah, there is a link.
If anybody needs
Travis Doodles
clippers, hair products, go get them from Travis Doodles. Dude, I've been looking for a beard trimmer.
Oh yeah,
because I don't like it any longer than certain length,
Right.
and then sometimes I'll do it too short.
Oh yeah, Wall will hook you up.
I just want to kick ass.
The Wall Vapor is a new clipper they just came out with that I've been. Yeah, it's awesome.
So like, guys, go get it. 70% guys watch this. Go get some clippers. Go get some freaking hair stuff from Travis Doodles. Is it there?
It is, yeah.
TravisDoodles.com.
The promo code TravisDoodles.com. But if you go to wall.com and you use the promo code TravisDoodles, you get a discount.
There you go, Travis Doodles. And folks, go donate money too to help him give away more love, because I think at the end of the day, dude, that it does make a difference.
Dude, if you want to partner, bro, and do some stuff. I mean, in that video you said I want to give away $1 million to people that are doing good in the world. Bro, let's partner, bro. Let's change the world.
A day though.
You got, I mean, I could be your first one and start small for now.
Well, again, I need my cup to be full before I let it overfloweth. See, that's the thing. It says the cup overfloweth.
Okay.
Now, if my cup was overflowing, now whose perception is overflowing? Yep. Because by some, it's overflowing already. Yep. But by whose judgment? Okay. Mine?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, once the cup overfloweth, I'm not going to go get more cups like most people do.
Yeah.
Then I'll start filling up other cups with the overflowethness.
Yeah.
But it's got to start overflowing first.
Okay. I mean, personally, I say your cup's overflowing. But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing about God. So for me, like when God said, if you're not doing it now with the little you have, you're not going to do it later.
Yeah, but I do it.
No. I know you do.
I just don't do it as often, as regular as you, and or as public as you.
Yeah.
Like I help people all the time.
Yeah.
And not only that, like, believe it or not, I still need help. I got kids.
Yeah,
and I got
you got 7 kids.
I got payments to make. Like, dude, listen, we all need money.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll be like, hey, you ever heard of the charity? It's called Brad Lee. I could use some help.
Yeah.
People just assume, he makes millions of dollars. It's all for he's got more money than he knows what to do with. No, I don't. I don't have enough money. I need more of it. Not just for me, but for my work.
Well, I don't specifically need your money, because God is going to provide. He's going to do his thing. I love that you give, and I know you do. I know you help a lot.
Is that how you want to collab? Is me give you the money to go give away?
Whatever you want. I don't care.
Well, what I'd want is I'd go give it away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do it.
Like I'd become a Travis Doodles.
Please give away $1 million then. If you don't give it to me,
and I'd call my show "Blessed Is He."
If you don't, well, first of all, I could be a tax write-off for you. If you don't give it to me, go give away $1 million and watch how God blesses you.
Give away $1 million. Watch how God blesses.
Give $1 million, because God will honor.
Don't I have to get $1 million first?
You have a lot more than $1 million.
How do you know what I have?
Because I see this studio. I see your Rolls Royces.
This studio belongs to a company.
Brad, you're very successful. You talk to people about entrepreneurship. And
I know, but because of that, dude, you got to understand how business works.
Yeah.
My companies make millions, but they need millions to make millions.
Right.
They spend millions, they make millions, they spend millions, they make millions. Yep. For me to come in and just give $1 million away, like, for example, I gave $180,000 to basically exploited and trafficked children through a company called the Sentinel Foundation. They're a bunch of, military, black ops, SEALs. They go kick down doors and rescue.
That's awesome.
Trafficked children.
Yep.
And I gave them $180,000. Well, why didn't you give them more? Well, again, I did give them more the year before, and then the year before, and it's like, guys, I don't know why everybody is so worried about me when it starts with you.
Yeah.
Like, before you can question, like, I'll let you question me because you're doing it.
Yeah.
Anyone else questioning, go worry about yourself. I'll keep worrying about me, and hopefully we'll all meet at the top.
Right.
But to me, dude, I have goals and I have objectives, and I'm still after them.
Yeah.
So again, if God tells me, hey, give them up, just go give away everything you've built and everything you've earned, and I'll take care of you. If he told me that, then maybe I will.
Yeah.
But he didn't tell me that. I'm hearing it from Travis right now.
Yeah. No,
maybe
I don't
you're
know.
his vehicle.
See, here's the thing. I don't want anybody to quit their job and give away all their money. I want you to make billions of dollars so that you can fund amazing missions. That's what I want. I don't suggest anybody.
Let's make that happen.
Yeah, bro. I don't suggest anyone to quit their job and give away all their money.
If you do that, my friend, I'm in. Like, again, if I had billions of dollars, and God knows my heart, I would be giving away millions per day. Why? Because I can't use billions of dollars.
You know how you get to the billions?
How? By giving it away?
God, not giving all your money away, but I'm saying by giving till it hurts, and then God shows up supernaturally, and you're like, where did you'll get it? So, you don't have to give it to me. Give away $1 million and watch what happens, and God will give you a supernatural deal that's worth way more than $1 million, and you're like, holy cow! And you reap what you sow, bro. The word is the word. You reap what you sow. If you gave me $1 million to my nonprofit, you would 100x it. I guarantee it.
What? You can't guarantee
yes,
it, dude.
Yes, I can,
now
because God is faithful. I promise.
Yeah, but what are the terms and the timelines?
I can't guarantee you, like, this is exactly what's going to happen.
If you can guarantee 100x, bro, I'll do it, and I'll have 1 million friends in line to do it.
I promise you that God is faithful.
But
and
you can't guarantee it.
Bro, I don't know anyone that has given that did not, like, see some type of multiplication. It's literally biblical.
Let's talk later about that. Because if you can guarantee it, dude, I got a whole line of people that'll hand you $1 million.
I can't physically guarantee it, but the Bible has never been void with generosity or anything. But, like, I promise you that the people that are the most rich in this world, they are generous people. And not saying you're not generous. I'm saying
I would disagree with that.
Well, I'm talking about godly people that money just magnifies who you are. You know that.
Yes.
All it does is just
but there's a lot of people with a lot of money stacked up, and they got it from ill-gotten gains.
I'm not,
and they're out there screwing
not
people.
Not in the world. I'm talking about a lot of kingdom people.
Yeah,
kingdom money.
But there's a lot of there's also agnostic people that have accumulated wealth without screwing anybody. So there's all types of people out there.
Yeah.
The question I have is, like, as a humanity, how come we can't figure out how to make sure that there's no homelessness, and there's no freaking hunger, and there's no freaking child abuse, and there's none of this nonsense? Well, again, dude, the only way to do that would be to literally communicate and become united. And that's the problem.
Through the love of God.
Obviously. But my point is like, that is a hard mission.
Yeah.
Like, dude, how do you get everybody singing from the same sheet of music? Because then there would be no homelessness. There would be no problems.
Super hard.
But again, I don't know if it's a realistic thing. And it was, in my mind, by design.
Well, I'm going to change the world the best I can.
Well, I'm going to join you, brother. Folks,
let's go.
Go follow this dude. If you haven't followed him already, at Travis Doodles, all over social media. Go subscribe to his YouTube channel. Watch all the things he's doing for people. Form your own judgment. And whatever you do, until next time, keep it real.